You know, when you're walking down the street and you see a little flower popping up through a crack in the sidewalk, are you going to root for the flower or the pavement?
This is Mark Massara, attorney, surfer, coastal warrior.
And we do battle with all of these developers and their lawyers and lobbyists seeking to carve up, pave over, and develop coastal resources.
His chosen battlefield? The 1,100-mile California coastline.
The problem is that what little is left is being lost at such a tremendous pace that by the time we learn to fully appreciate the value of coastal resources, they may well all be gone.
As the Sierra Club's director of coastal programs, Massara imagines himself more than just another environmentalist. He is a self-appointed protector of the coastal zone, where he is constantly fighting legal battles and building coalitions to halt development.
Surfrider was able to catalog over 40,000 violations of the Clean Water Act against these two companies.
His reputation blossomed early. In 1991, working with a young conservation organization called Surfrider, he won a landmark Clean Water Act case against two Eureka pulp and paper mills operating on the coast.
They were discharging 40 million gallons of black toxic effluent into a vital marine habitat and surfing recreation area.
Mark had put together where there had been a clear violation of the act, and he'd done it by monitoring the water. At a test tube, they'd have the percentage of toxics in the water. How do you get around that?
The victory garnered national attention and made Massara a celebrity among environmentalists. And it cemented his reputation among surfers as someone who would fight for cleaner water.
That whole settlement really put Surfrider, made them a political force, and all of a sudden I think people looked at surfers as environmentalists for the first time.
California's coastal zone has long been a battleground for competing interests. The state's population has more than doubled since 1960. 80% of Californians live within 30 miles of the water's edge. So clashes over land use here are inevitable, and it's no surprise that Massara's aggressive, no-development approach has earned him adversaries.
Mark loves to use the word developer, as if that's some kind of bad name or bad nomenclature.
Alan Williams of the Carmel Development Company believes that Massara's anti-development agenda is too extreme.
The way it appears to us, especially in terms of Pebble Beach, if he can stop anything, then he's succeeded. He's met the expectations of those people who writes his check.
Williams is one of the architects of a decade-long effort to develop 600 acres in Pebble Beach into hotels, luxury homes, and a golf course. The proposal was backed by several high-profile Californians, including actor Clint Eastwood and former Major League Baseball Commissioner Peter Ueberroth. The proposal would have set aside a substantial piece of land away from the coast in order to develop another near the water. But it met fierce resistance from Massara and other environmentalists who claimed that the project would result in the cutting down of as many as 15,000 Monterey pine trees.
Their lawyers convinced them that if they just were to offer to protect forests in inland, far away areas, that they would be allowed to chop down the last remaining coastal forests for golf.
Last June, the California Coastal Commission rejected the proposal, handing Massara a victory that further burnished his image as an environmental crusader, but rankled those behind the project, who say the battle is not yet lost.
He didn't win. He won round one.
Pebble Beach is just one of several major coastal protection battles that Massara has fought. Many don't end up as well.
We do lose, and so I tell people never give up, never gloat when you win, and never whine when you lose.
He's rare. Mark is unique. You don't find lawyers in the courtroom wearing ponytails. The surfers probably look on him as sort of an aberration. How can a guy be a surfer and be a lawyer at the same time?
Well, I think Mark uses his ponytail and his environmental position to his advantage. I think his persona, the role he plays, is probably very beneficial, probably most beneficial when he's dealing with the Coastal Commission at staff level, because they relate to that lifestyle and probably are surfers and Sierra Club members themselves.
The rise of surfer activism has been attributed in part to Massara, who says that surfers are uniquely exposed to coastal water pollution problems.
Surfers have played a role similar to canaries in the coal mine. We're surfing in the pollution that society is dumping into our oceans. This here was the first of the organic surfboard designs.
On most days, Massara works out of his home office near the beach in San Francisco and out of his van, plying the Pacific Coast Highway in search of new battles.
Okay, here we are at the Pacifica Quarry.
In the town of Pacifica, 12 miles south of San Francisco, Massara shows off a piece of property that he and others recently fought to save.
If we had failed in our efforts to protect this property, what you'd be looking at right now is a large big box mall.
Further down the coast, another parcel.
What you see here behind me is a wetland complex right on the ocean. Dozens of raptors can be seen flying around right now. Whitetail kites, red-shouldered hawks. Whether it's 3 inches or 13 miles of coastline, I don't much care anymore. I'm about protecting what little coastal wilderness experience and habitat is left.